never be a memory.
And what's going on, Read My Lips people? We are back. Back like we ain't never left, baby. So, I've got some more Yang news for you. Because that's what you're here for. I'm pretty sure you've all heard or seen it floating about at one point that Yang was going to run for mayor. Now, when I first heard this, I said, I mean, I would love for him to, but it was just like in the atmosphere. I didn't see anything in particular saying that this was something he was going to do. But now I think it's been pretty confirmed. And let me tell you why. So Andrew Yang did sort of a virtual interview with Axios. And one of the things they spoke about was his potential run for mayor. Now, I did some digging, and about a month ago, Andrew Yang also spoke to BuzzFeed News, and he kind of said the same thing. So it really looks like that's what's on his mind right now. And let's just talk about that some. So Yang spoke to, I believe it was Elise Amendola. And if I'm saying your name wrong, I apologize. But it was the morning of Super Tuesday, and Elise was sitting in the first class car of the Amtrak Express to Washington, D.C., when she actually accidentally got cream cheese all over her laptop. No jokes. All right? Let's be adults here.
I was asking, you know,
When she went to get up to go grab a napkin, she ended up bumping into none other than Andrew Yang. So with a little bit of encouragement from her editors, she ended up getting an interview with Andrew Yang. And so she pretty much straight up asked him, are you thinking about running for mayor of New York City? And he straight out said, we're looking at it. So it was something he was interested in. And after this, Axios interview, it's something he's still interested in. So I wouldn't be surprised if you saw Andrew Yang really make a leap for becoming mayor. Now, in the interview with BuzzFeed, they spoke on a couple different things. They spoke on if he was being pressured to endorse Biden at that time. And he did say Joe's team had reached out to him. And at that point, he considered Joe Biden a friend. So yeah, I'd say he felt pressured at that time. And it shed a lot of light on some things that some of us are probably wondering. So they had asked him if, since Buttigieg and Klobuchar had dropped out, if he still was in contact with them. And he said, yes, since dropping out of the race, he's been in touch with many of his former competitors for the Democratic nomination, especially in recent days. This was coming up to Super Tuesday. He reached out to Buttigieg and Klobuchar, and they text all the time. He even told Pete that Pete should be really proud of the race that he ran. He also spoke to Tom Steyer a bunch. Matter of fact, he even told them he had just got off the phone with Steyer and that they spoke about the race a fair amount. But back to Biden. So this will clear up a lot for a lot of people, and for a lot of people who are still on the, because I still see it to this day, for a lot of people who are still on the, Yang backed Biden and not Sanders, kind of that, whoever's on that kind of on that mindset. But Yang even said when he was asked if anyone was pushing him to endorse Biden, he said yes. Biden's team kept calling him. They called him Monday, but he himself hadn't had a chance to talk to Joe. But this kind of thing isn't unusual. It happens, but they were pressuring him to back him. Now, the fact that they reached out so adamantly to Andrew Yang about getting his endorsement means they saw the potential in Andrew Yang. And they saw the kind of coalescing that had come around Andrew Yang and, how the Yang Gang was. And they wanted that. Now, at the end of the day, I don't think they're going to... Yang said it himself. He can't make anybody do anything. And this is what... I don't want to get too off subject. We're talking about Yang being the mayor. We're talking about the BuzzFeed thing. But look, Sanders, I guess, was getting on people who wouldn't fall in line to vote for Joe Biden. Bro, you can't fucking do that. You can't shame your people, Sanders, because they don't want to vote for Joe.
Yeah.
And what's making it crazier is that Bernie seems to be acquiescing very much to this kind of power politic, completely bending down towards Joe Biden. He gave an interview to the Associated Press yesterday where he said it would, quote, be irresponsible for his supporters to support Biden, and that progressives
to not
quote,
support Biden.
not support Biden's, and, quote, who sit on their hands will enable Trump's reelection. I thought that was, it's
and
very
specifically called out Brianna, who we're going to have on the show today, that, she's no longer on my payroll, which is just, look, this is a person who gave up her life for this year to do everything to get you elected. She has a set of principles that are important to her, as a lot of people who supported Bernie Sanders have a set of principles that are important to them that they don't see reflected in Joe Biden's pitch or his campaign or his vision. They know that they're going to get the middle finger basically once he's in office. He's going to give them the middle finger in the general election because that's what Democratic candidates always do. They pivot to the center, they pivot to the corporatists, they pivot to their donors who fund their campaigns in the general election. And so to sort of call her out, dismiss her in that way, I thought it was really nasty.
I thought it was nasty. And
I saw a tweet and it said, I can't believe the person I put so much effort and faith into is shaming me for not voting for a potential rapist and liar, etc. And the person that tweeted this was the victim of a rape. So it's something really important to her. And she's not just going to brush it off because you're asking her or people to vote for Joe Biden. And what I liked about Andrew Yang is when they were putting pressure on him for, for his Yang Gang to go vote for, he's flat out said, I can't make them do anything. They're their own free thinkers. They have their own thoughts. They're not sheep, and they're going to go and they're going to vote for who they best feel deserves their vote. Hands down. And that's what I liked that Yang did. But, I digress. But it was a cool interview. They talked about Bloomberg. They talked about double tickets, like a Bloomberg Yang ticket and things like that. So it was very interesting. I'm glad to see that, he stayed in contact with some of the people. I think he legitimately made friends with the people that were running in this campaign. I know there was a Cory Booker Yang sort of bromance there. There was a lot boiling and a lot coming to surface for Andrew Yang. And it was an incredible experience for him, I imagine. But how do you think Yang would do as mayor? Do you think he'd win? How do you think he'd govern? I think that'd be incredible. I think he should go for it. But again, that's just my opinion. You may see it different, but I think we need somebody to address these changes that are happening day by day. I think I did a video, it might have been yesterday, or the day before, where the virus is speeding up some of the things Yang was warning us about. And we need people in there who are ready and willing to address these things. Yang's proactive. He's not being reactive. He's being proactive. And a lot of the people in these high positions are being reactive. And, I just thought that was dope. In that same interview, Andrew Yang talked about stimulus cost concerns, and he wasn't concerned about it at all. Yang reiterated his call for a $2,000 per month stimulus, far more than the one-time $1,200 payment included in the last stimulus package for every American during the duration of the coronavirus crisis, saying that the country needs to make very dramatic moves to allow millions of Americans to have, frankly, the knowledge that they can feed their families in the days to come. So, very, very briefly, for about half a second, I didn't really have time to get into it because I had to record this session. It's already getting late. I saw that in the next bill, UBI might be being talked about. So I'm going to look into that more. And that might be what I talk about in the next video in depth. But Yang's right. Canada did something similar to this. Now, I know there's some differences between us and Canada, but they got it done, right? And so we're supposed to be America. We're supposed to be the best. We can get it done. Full stop. And if you know, I was talking to somebody on Twitter, and you know, I was saying this is a step in the right direction. If we did paychecks to Americans every month until this was over, that would be a step in the right direction for UBI. People would get accustomed to it. I'm telling you right now, if you took somebody and for 4 months you gave them $2,000 a month, after that 4 months, they're like, whoa. Let's still keep doing that $2K a month. We don't got to stop. For sure. So I'll delve into that more. But yeah, Yang for mayor. That's something I can see. But on to even bigger news than that. So here I am minding my own business. And, you know, I was feeling good. I was feeling great. I just got the shapey. The beard was looking okay. And I said, hey, Yang Gang, I'm feeling great. I posted it on Twitter. I said, Yang Gang, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. How y'all feeling? And my man's andrewyang tweeted me back. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. Drop mic. I'm done. But pretty much Andrew Yang gave me the smiley face and the thumbs up and said, I'm all right. And so that's it. You know, I can retire now and die a happy man. I'm kidding. I just thought that was dope. I love it when people like in Yang's position, and he does it all the time, to be honest, reaches out, talks back, and interacts with, you know, the people that support him or his fans, whatever, or family, whatever you want to call us. I just think it's dope when he does that. And yeah, shouts out to Andrew Yang. I appreciate you, brother. And then, you know, last thing. The other thing Andrew Yang talked about on Axios was a lot of companies, and I'm just going to touch on this real quick, are firing people for good. And they're doing it in the form of layoffs. But a lot of those layoffs, a lot of those virus layoffs are gone for good. And like Yang was saying, 1 in 10 working age Americans filed for unemployment in the opening weeks of the crisis. And he said a lot of the layoffs from the virus pandemic are now gone for good. So he's 100% right. A lot of people I know personally, you know, it started off as a layoff and now they're fired. And that's got to be tough. And for me personally, one of the biggest issues I face is from my job, we're furloughed, but our insurance only lasts for so long. They're only covering us insurance-wise for so long. After that, I'd have to go on some sort of state insurance or something along those lines. So it's getting ugly. And every day I'm talking to people. In some aspects, it's getting, better, but in other aspects, it's getting worse. And look, this will affect us for a very long time. And even after they give the okay, you can go back to work, there's still going to be a lot of recovery time. Like, we're still going to need a lot of time to recover. And, some of these companies that got these bailouts from the last stimulus package, they weren't supposed to fire people. And they did anyways. And, the Trump administration is turning a blind eye to that. A lot of people are turning a blind eye to it. But part of the freaking deal was, we're giving you this money, don't get rid of your employees, and they're getting rid of their employees anyway. Who has been keeping tabs with that Amazon deal? That guy they got rid of, they said he broke social distancing policy, when really he was striking against them because they were, mistreating their employees in a sense, and not doing what the company should have done. And, before you jump on Amazon's side in any way, shape, or form, that memo got leaked about, let him be the face. Let him represent, the walkouts, the people that are, striking because look at him. He's illiterate. He's going to make them look bad. Very, very shady on their end. And once that memo got leaked, they should have just caved and did what they were asked, because they looked bad. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to talk about real quick, Andrew Yang running for mayor. That is dope. He's juggling a lot. I like that. I do like that. That, his run ended for POTUS this time around. And so he immediately began doing things. Like, dude doesn't stay stagnant. He got Humanity Forward, CNN, and now looking at a potential mayoral run. That's dope. That's dope. I love it. Don't stay stagnant. So, Yang, look, if you want to keep tweeting back at me, that's fine. We could talk about bro stuff, whatever you want to talk about. What you watching on Netflix? How's the missus? How's everything going? Dude, whatever you want to talk about. I'm open. You need to vent a little bit. That's fine. Seeing as how we're best friends now. Black, no take backs. We're best friends. You can't take that back, Corey. Stay the fuck out of the way, Corey. Yang and I are besties. I'm not losing my mind. Okay? So, if you like what you see, if you like what you hear, please like, comment, and subscribe. Just hip thrust that like button. I'd really appreciate it. If you don't, let me know in the comment section why. I'm always down to talk about it. I have a Cash App, a PayPal, and a Venmo link in the description below. Please feel free to donate to the channel. Every little bit helps. Hopefully, I'll be talking to you guys soon. Have a good one. Peace.